And welcome in, everyone, to another edition of the BIS Podcast, broadcasting live on the Marvin Network, where our goal is to bring you updates in local government, technology, and to mix in a little bit of fun as well. On today's podcast, we're discussing traveling around the state of Texas and also out and abroad and visiting our clients. And I have with us today Stoney Ward, my partner in crime. And Stoney, first of all, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, Josh. We are staying pretty busy. Everything's, moving in the right direction as far as trying to get out to visit some of our clients. So to say that I'm busy might be an understatement for that matter. But yeah, staying pretty active and getting out to see our folks.
No, I'm right there with you, my man, because me and you, we've both been on the road here this year and visiting around, and it's pretty cool. We say we're working, but, it's really more of kind of fun for us, I guess you'd say, because we get to go out and meet new people and talk to some old friends as well. And just always good to get out there and visit everybody, check on them, make sure they're doing all right, and hey, get to shoot the breeze with them. And, just light, fun-hearted, and always just fun to see folks.
Oh, most definitely, Josh. It's one thing to talk to them over the phone and via email or sometimes text messages and stuff, but really getting out and getting in front of them and being able to talk to them face to face and sit down and have a donut or a cookie or sit down and have lunch with them. That's a total different animal right there. And I really enjoy getting out in the field and going to see our clients in person other than just through phone or email.
No, I'm right there with you, man. When you get to see somebody face to face rather than through an email or a phone, it always just, kind of goes leaps and bounds. And, you get to, meet somebody and, hey, they may not be what you thought of as you're talking to them over the phone. Always just good to get out there and meet everybody. And like I said, we get to talk to some of our old friends that we've made and, seen at conferences. And now we get to go out and visit them at their place. And, always just fun to go out and see them. And first of all, and not first of all, but always when we go out, we just want to make sure that, especially if they're a client of ours, we want to make sure that everything's working right and we are up to the BIS standard of helping them.
Definitely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more on that, and really gives you an opportunity to sit down with the person too and kind of get to know them beyond just a professional level. You get to kind of hear about what it is that they enjoy doing in their life and more stuff outside of just work. You get to know the person more often, and that's more genuine to me than anything else.
Absolutely, Stoney. And you talk about it right there, getting to meet, when we go out, we're usually there to talk business, but we want to know how they're doing, how their family life's going, even if they just have something they don't want to talk about, they don't want to talk about too much business. They just want to, talk and kind of give us the scoop of what's going on. That's what we love to hear because we want to make sure that they're doing okay and that everything's going in their life rather than just trying to be there just to sell them something every time we go out.
Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. It's more, becoming a part of the BIS family. That's really what that means to me. Something that we really try to strive and live by here is once we gain a client, it's not somebody that, is just paying this company or our company to do a job. It's becoming part of a family with BIS and really seeing and getting to experience what our CADs and all of our contacts and our folks go through right there in person. A very eye-opening experience, I would say. Also, I've traveling around and seeing some of the things that I've seen and some of the folks that our CAD folks deal with. It's pretty funny. I mean, in some ways, I've gotten a lot of laughs in my traveling time with BIS so far and visiting clients.
No, absolutely, Stoney. Now, if y'all know Stoney, which I know a lot of y'all out there may know him by now, he's got some good characteristics to him, as I like to say. So I have to ask you this,
Yeah,
Stoney. Remember, we got to keep it PG on here. But is
sure.
there any good story you can tell me from the road this year so far?
Oh man, I've got a few that I can recall. One of them just so happens to be you and I going out to one of the CADs, and as we walked through the front door of this CAD, this guy caught my attention, and the biggest thing that caught my attention when I was looking at this guy, and I felt sorry for the CAD that we were visiting because they were having to, help the man out, but he just was not backing off of being upset because of the appraisal that he got in the mail. But the biggest thing that attracted my eyes over to him was the fact that, you know, he kind of looked like a lizard as far as, you know, what I mean by a lizard is, I mean, he could not keep his tongue in his mouth. I don't know what he was doing. It just almost looked like it going in and out, in and out, in and out. So if you were looking for a postage stamp licker, he'd probably be your guy. He, he did a really good him. I don't know what was going on with him, and I hope it wasn't nothing medical or anything like that was causing him to do that. But the way he was treating the staff at the CAD, I was just like, you know what? Our folks that work in these CADs are very professional. They hold probably their remarks or what they're thinking internal, and they internalize a lot of that stuff, and they do a good job. And in this particular CAD that this man was upset at, they did a great job of defusing the situation. And yeah, they did not make him happy by the time he left, but they maintained their professionalism, and I applaud them for that because I know it's a very difficult job in some cases.
And it's amazing, Stoney. You talk about that story, and again, that was a sight to see, so, as I could put it, the best way I could put it. But when we talk to these people at the CADs, and even the tax offices, county offices, you got people coming in, day out, and they may not be the most happiest of people. I'll say it that way, that come in, and to watch these people work in that environment and to keep it professional, because you do, as you talk about, have people sometimes that come in probably not with the best attitude, and they come in very demanding, maybe even using a loud tone of voice, and just to watch these people handle those situations and diffuse them the best way they can, and keeping these people calm on the other end, it's a great way for us to kind of go out and to talk to these people and kind of help them vent a little bit, as we say, because they have to deal with this, pretty much day in and day out, especially, for the CAD offices in the summer months with ARB season and protest season.
Yeah, you're right, Josh. And the being in the CAD office and being in tax offices and sometimes government work in and of itself, it's a lot of thankless portions of their job that they do. They're not going to be thanked for the job that they do, but they work hard. You see it firsthand in the ARB season when all of our CADs are trying to get people taken care of, and people that are protesting their appraisal values, and you get a lot of that thankless attitude. People come in just thinking that you're trying to take their money, and it's the furthest thing from the truth. And I've experienced that in the career that I had before, and you get worn down, you get bogged down, and you can sometimes get to the point where you think, hey, maybe what I'm doing is not important, but it is. I mean, everything that the tax offices and our CAD offices are doing is more than important. Without them, a lot of stuff is not going to go as planned, with people and their finances, and with people and their everyday lives. So yeah, it's definitely a treat to get out there and see, you know, what these CADs and what these folks deal with, and what they're trying to accomplish. And if they felt like it's a thankless job, I want them to know that I thank them. They're great people, great folks to deal with. And I haven't had a CAD one that I've gone into that I just didn't ever want to go back to. So being able to go out and visit with these folks and cut up with them and laugh. Um, there's been CADs that we've done pizza parties at that, I've walked in, Josh, and automatically I just feel like I'm part of the family. I'm part of their crew. And that to me speaks volumes. Because their staff, is so they're laughing, they're cutting up, and they're enjoying their job, but they also know that when it's time to really buckle down and do the job, they do the job. And then when they can take a break to eat a piece of pizza and yak and talk, I mean, these folks are just like anybody else, except they've got to put on, that professional side and take some of the heat off of the taxpayer, which they're going to come in upset sometimes, and deal with their needs, get them taken care of, get them set. But then when they have some of that downtime, Josh, I mean, it's really good to really sit down with these folks and get to know them and know who they are, and talk about their kids, their families, what it is that they do for fun, and that really resonates with me. Getting out into the field with these folks is really seeing seeing these people for who they really are, and not just a phone call, not just a customer. This is a person that has an everyday life outside of that CAD or tax office.
No, absolutely, Stony. And I got to give a shout out to one of our clients because, as you mentioned, doing those pizza parties and they're an awesome time. Again, you feel like part of the family when you get to go out there. And one of the more particular ones for me was going out to Throckmorton CAD earlier this year and getting to meet Dee Dee and her staff. And I got to go out and give them pizza, hang out for a little bit. I even hung out with them a little bit after just to kind of talk with them. I got the town gossip, so to speak, a little bit and kind of
Yeah,
found out what's going around Throckmorton County. But, to go out there and to just be with them and seeing hey, these are and even just talking over some lunch, a piece of pizza, a cup of coffee, bring our clients donuts just to kind of talk to them, but also to kind of find out what they're needing, what are their problems they're having. And that's what we try to enforce here at BIS. Me and Stoney, we're salesmen by trade, but we're not going to go out and just push something on you that you don't need. We're not going to go out there and just, hey, you need this. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. We're more of what's your problem and how can we help solve that problem. And I think for us, Stoney, that is what makes us who we are at BIS because we're not somebody that's going to try and just push a solution down your throat. We want to push the solution, but we want to know what your problem is because we want to know what solution best fits you and not just giving you something just to give it to you.
sure. Yep. And I think that means a lot to them. I think and I feel like it means a lot to them that, we're not trying to be just like you said, Josh, a hey, try this, do this, buy this, buy this, buy this. It's not about that. It's about, digging deeper and more into what the root problems or what slows or bogs our our CADs or our tax office or whomever our customer is, what bogs their workflow process down? How can we make that workflow process better, more efficient, to where their time and their money is going more toward other things, other issues, bigger fish to fry, so to speak, than, you know, wasting time or having to put so much time into a task that we could make better for them. And that is what BIS is all about, is making the life of anybody and anybody that we serve, making their lives more efficient, more better and easier to deal with. And we get to go to these conferences and really mingle and cut up and talk with our customers. And that's really huge from BIS is that's our opportunity to kind of give back and giving back to our customers, at some of these conferences or wherever we're at, and being around them, buying them dinner, buying them lunch, what have you. It just continuously strengthens that relationship with these CADs and tax offices. And I know I keep saying CADs and tax offices. I mean, we serve a variety of different clientele, but those are the people that take care of BIS. And I know that that's the ground that we've stood on too, is giving it back and taking care of them as well. I know that you and I've got some tournament stuff that we're playing in, coming up toward the end of the year. We're trying to give back and be a part of, because our folks are asking us. So, there's no job too big or no job too small that we won't do or try our best to help out with, when it comes to our customers. So, yeah, I mean, you're definitely right, Josh. Getting out there and being part of these folks' lives is what makes me tick. I know for sure.
No, absolutely. You're right, Stony. And Stony mentioned those golf tournaments that we're going to be playing later on this year. Again, we're going out, just kind of giving back, making sure, kind of hanging out with people and seeing how they're doing, just having fun. That's the goal we try to have here at BIS, and we're trying to win. But just kidding about that last part. Not really. No. So no, but the thing is, folks, we're just trying to get out, have fun with y'all, see how y'all are doing. If y'all do have anything, even if it's concerns you have with a certain product, please let one of us know, because that's our job, to go out, see how you're doing, and to report back so we can get that issue or that concern looked at and fixed. So again, we love just coming out, hanging out with y'all, and showing a good time to everyone, and just taking care, because again, when you're part of BIS, you're part of a family, and we love and we strive to take care of our family. Well, Stony, we're just about out of time here. Again, we could probably go on forever, talking about all our clients and who we've gotten to visit. But anything that we need to kind of cover today before we wrap it up?
You know, they probably expected a few more funny stories out of me on this podcast, and one of them that I get asked about a lot, and Josh, I know you've been asked about it too, is the event that happened down in Houston. I believe that was what the TACA conference. Am I right on that one?
I think it was the TAD
TAD
conference,
conference. I'm
actually.
sorry.
Yeah.
So just to set the record straight on that deal, was pretty funny and entertaining at the same time. So just so our customers know, what happened on that deal was it was not a purse snatching. I've heard that one. I've heard that somebody stole something and took off running, and I chased them down. Well, if you know who Stony Ward is, or if you've seen Stony Ward, Stony is not a real run type of guy. I mean, I fit the frame of a moose, not really a cheetah type deal. So I would lean more toward that. So basically, what happened was I was coming back into the hotel lobby there in Houston, and just as I went to grab the door, a guy ran by me, and he ran just face first into that glass door. And I turn around, I'm looking at him, and he hit the ground, and I'm like, golly, that guy's got some issues. So I pull the door open, and I walk on through the door. And before the door closed, the guy took off running inside the lobby there. And as he runs by me, I look and I see that he's got a knife that's probably, I mean, at least a foot and a half to 2 foot long. And he takes off running toward the bar there in the lobby. And, as luck would have it, or however you want to put that, my team, the BIS team, some of the BIS team members were inside that bar. And then you had some other patrons that were just visiting the bar. And he runs up and he kicks the door of this bar and just shakes the whole door. And everybody inside the bar looked like they took off running. So, you know, me, I just couldn't, I didn't feel like I could stand there and just watch the guy do it. So I ran over and I grabbed him and, I took him to the ground, get him on the ground, and I take the large knife off of him, and then I pat him down. I start looking for anything else he's got, and find another knife, and I take that knife off of him, and I hand it to a bystander that just so happened to be an ex-law enforcement officer, and have him hold on to it. And I keep the guy on the ground. He wanted to get up, but I wasn't going to let him. So I don't know what his intentions were, Josh, at the end of the day, but I did all this stuff wearing a Shrek costume. And that right there is probably what I get the most jabs at is I did not have the Shrek mask on, but I had everything else dressed in Shrek, and I'm over there thinking, oh my goodness, the things I get into. But yeah, I was wearing the Shrek costume because that was the day that we were doing the Shrek theme at our booth. So I don't dress like that normally, just so you folks know that. But yeah, the Houston PD came, picked him up, took him to jail, got him out of there. But that was at one of those conferences. So I mean, not only are you getting the entertainment of watching Shrek get on somebody and help out, but you're also going to be in good hands. We're not Allstate, but we are BIS, so we're going to keep you in good hands and keep you safe at the same time.
And just to let you folks know, actually, that part where for the next Shrek movie that's going to come out in, I believe it's 2026, they took notes from that conference, and I think they're going to use that going forward in that new movie. So, Stoney, I think you kind of played a part in
Well, that'll be
that.
great. Maybe I can get some of the kickback on that one.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, I think at least just kidding, folks, that they actually use that, but hey, you never know. I mean, everyone's looking for material, and I think that was some pretty good material. And one of the questions I always do get asked, like, did he have I know he had a shredded costume, but did he have the mask on? I'm like, I need to. So when I first had him, like, did he really take him down in a mask and everything? I'm like, no, not the mask part. Even though that would have been just added a little bit to the
Oh yeah.
story, but folks, what Stoney talks about in all seriousness hardest part of it. He saw a problem, and this is what we kind of do here at BIS. He saw the problem and he put a solution to it and took the guy down, because no telling what that person could have done at that moment had he had gotten to that bar. And that's what we provide here at BIS. We provide a service, we provide services, but we provide that family aspect that we like to show and give out to all of our clientele, and to make sure that you're taken care of and that you're part and protected. And as Stoney says a lot of the time, to me, or part of our team, any member of our team, he always says you're under the wing and you're always protected. And that's something we thank you for, Stoney, and we really do appreciate it, because it's something that we try to use here at BIS, or that's part of our aura, so to speak, of that's what
Sure.
we try to give off. And that's we can't thank you enough of being who you are.
No, no, it's my pleasure. It's something that's ingrained in me, and our clients are under our wing too. We've got them just as much as we've got everybody else. We're going to take care of them, and we'll bend over backwards to do it, Josh.
Absolutely. Well, hey, Stoney, I appreciate you joining us on the podcast again today. And again, thank you so much for being on with us and, just sharing some of those few stories, so to speak. I mean, there's plenty more, but hey, folks, if you ever want to learn any of them, hey, just, give us a call, or, when we're out visiting, we'll try to tell you the best we can on how these go. But again, folks, we thank you for listening to the podcast today and for allowing us to come out and visit and, take care of y'all. And again, if you do need anything, or again, whether it's a concern you have, a problem you have with a product of ours, please give us a call at 800-247-9045, or give us an email at sales@bisconsultants.com, and we'll make sure that issue or concern gets looked at. Or if you're looking for any new service, hey, we can help with that too. But again, folks, call us or email us anytime, and we'll make sure we get that looked at for you. And that's going to wrap it up for us today here on the BIS podcast. We've been broadcasting live on the Marvin Network. For Stoney Ward, I'm Josh Green. Until next time, we say so long and goodbye.